Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Fate Strange Fake episode 5 reaction. Right, the previous episode we got to meet a few new characters. First and foremost Alkades, who is Heracles, and he's in archer form here and he is kind of beefing with Gilgamesh. Then we had Hippolyta, who is a rider, I'm assuming, and she has her own beef with Heracles or Alkades here. And because as she mentioned, Alcides killed her in her lifetime, and a lot of things going on. And while Gilgamesh is kind of beefing with both of them, so it was like a three-way fighting that was ongoing. In the end, Francesca's servant comes in, who doesn't really show their face but kind of puts them into like an illusion. Gilgamesh gets pissed off because he used Enkidu's form, and then we had them just breaking up the fight and saying that they'll meet again to fight again. And yeah, all those crazy stuff happened. It was a great sequence. Obviously, the fighting sequence was amazing, and I'm actually really excited to meet some more servants because there's still more servants which will be introduced, I guess. Also, Saber's name was dropped here, Richard, Duke of Normandy, King of England, So, yeah. Anyways, let's see what happens in today's episode. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. Let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, what in the... What the... Wait, what? Take your mother back? Okay, this dude is in the opening. I think he's going to... I saw the trailer. He's going to join up with... What the... Yeah. Where is this place? It's like a war-torn... Yeah. Japan. Wait, was he... Before the canyon battle? Use them as a seven servants and the real Holy Grail. Right. Master of the true Holy Grail war. Oh. Huh. Wish granted that can come. Hmm. Hmm. Don't have. Damn, his voice is so different from his. Right. Okay, wait, a few things. I'll need to go back in the discussion section and watch this part. Were those clones of him? Like, there were a lot of, someone who was like fallen on the ground looked a lot like him. I'll need to go back in the discussion section and watch this part again. Okay, so this kid is connected with Faldus. That's his name, right? Yeah. And Francesca. And that other character we saw. I'm guessing that character is Francesca's servant because we see both of them in the opening together. I'm gonna point out the part. Wait a minute. Or did they already show that part? Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so is that Francesca's servant? The voice seems familiar from the previous episode when Gilgamesh and they were fighting. Hmm. Okay. 18 hours before the canyon battle. Okay. Oh. So he's not young in that sense. Oh. To make a fake one. Okay. Right. Maybe that's yeah. So he's like, I want to see what you're going to summon. Oh. Yeah. So someone who has no desires, nothing. What will get summoned to that person? Right. There's no rainbow spark, unfortunately. Wait, what? What the heck? Okay, so first and foremost, this is not Zelrek. I mistook him in the opening. Is this like, is he a pirate or something? Yeah, he has a wooden leg. Yeah, what's your name? Wait, what? Oh my god. Ha! What? That would have been. Yeah. Garden who's. Whoa! Wait, what the hell is going on here? So is so that's his. So, okay, I need to rewatch this part again. Oh damn! Hey yo, that's an entrance. But oh damn, his eyes are like completely. Mr. Scradio. Okay, so these were spies, yeah. Oh my god, what is he going to summon? Public faces. Industrial waste. Wow. Right. 125 murders that is suspected of. Yo, in 6 months? Well, obviously. Mm. You and but so he's going to summon. I doubt. What? No, come on, not Heracles. In no way. Heracles is already in Arcadius's form here. So how the hell? Wait. Oh, I guess it makes sense because both are from different. No, he cannot because this is the Heracles who is more like virtuous and drop your. Oh wait, is this not Heracles? Oh, so Alcides is his. So this is where he changes. Okay, so he changes into Alcides here. I was thinking he was separately summoned as a. Yeah, you use all your command spells? Okay, I see. Wait, what did she hand him? Ah, the mud. I see, that's how he corrupted him. And he became Alcides. And that's why he was didn't even bat an eye attacking what's her name? That girl. Tina. Tine, sorry. Ah, you my servant. Oh lord. I will rid myself. Ah, right. 3 hours after. From my revengeance. Yeah, it's the mud from Fuyuki's. Wait, what? Magical energy. Pilfered it and improved. Oh my god. Okay. I see. So that's what's happening. You should be able to continue fighting with God. Yo, this guy's crazy. Okay. Well, it's mafia, so makes sense. Oh, so he took his enemies. Oh, damn. Hmm. Nerve to ju- Yeah, she doesn't care. Sure. Who? Okay, I have no. Wait, what's. Wait, what? Okay, I need to. There's too much information today. Hmm. Okay, well, bruh. Yeah? She had the whole. Wait. Oh, are we gonna see servant? It's a more. Okay, so who is this guy? She summoned a character exactly like her. That is crazy. Okay, so who is this original identity? Wait, did she summon herself? Or what's going on here? Did she summon. Okay, wait a minute. You can objectively. Holy Grail War. So that whale. So these guys are just observing? Yeah, what? Barry and Watcher for that. Yeah, like what is happening over here? Oh, we still don't know about her. What's going on with her? So she's Bucky. What? Oh, damn. Hey. Wait, is that why that bird died in real life? Yeah, so anything in the real world, if they die, they get transported into the dream world of her? Oh, that's what this servant is doing, Mr. Black. Alright, we're back with Flat. Who's he talking with? Waver? Hmm. Well, oh, something happened. Some kind of a, yeah, barrier, anti-interference barrier. Oh Lord, some difficulty will stand your way. Okay. Hmm. Oh. Oh no! Assassin is here. Damn. He's also kind of like an assassin, right? Like, yeah. Um. She. I don't think she cares. No, 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 no! Don't bring that up. Ah. Ah! Flashbang! Run! Oh wait, I got. What the hell? What's she doing here? Oh my god! Oh, Richard. Obviously, Richard will be here. Well, Ayaka's here, so Richard's definitely here. Wait, what? Well, this is different, right? Oh, different visuals in the ending. Welcome to Snowfield. Typhoon. Oh my god. Bruh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this still has the whole carnival phantasm vibe to it. Bruh. Right. Okay. A lot of information today. There was so much information. I was not able to keep up with a few of them. And I feel like for people who are new to this whole franchise in itself, will have a lot of difficulties. Yeah, but let's go one by one with a few things that I need to go back and recheck. First and foremost, today, like I said, today's episode was information, like a lot of information, a lot of revelations, a new character that was that kid. Not kid really, because I think they mentioned that he's not really a kid, but it's more like, you know, so him becoming a part of this, or like he was already a part of this war. We just didn't know. They showed like a little bit of preface today, um, and him, you know, getting this observer called Watcher and these other servants who are also watching over him for him to become a lancer. Now I have no idea what that means, but I'm going to go back and reread this that section to try to make sense of what's going on. Then we also had that mafia dude who summoned Heracles at the beginning, but then he changed him into Alcides using his command spells. So that's that. We also got to see Francesca's servant, which apparently is herself or himself. So okay, so this is what I think happened. I might be wrong. You remember how she mentioned how she had different bodies before? I think she summoned himself, like when she was in this form, maybe in the past or maybe in the future, I don't know, because technically you can summon yourself from the past or the future. It is possible. We've already seen it in Fate Stay Night. So I think it is something like that which happened. So she summoned this version of herself, which was in a male's body, I'm guessing, either in the past or maybe in the future. This will happen. Something like that. I think. I don't know. That's crazy. Also, what else did we see? Yeah, those, I think, like those two or three things were like the biggest part, like the major information that we got today. Now I'm going to go and reread a few sections to properly make sense of what's going on. First and foremost, the very first scene. So here we get to see the new character who apparently, at the very beginning, we see some people kind of looking like at this person. Like I'm guessing they had like masks on. So there was like a brain, like thing, like Stitch. So you, dear, listen closely. What you need to eradicate are the ones who are trying to plunder from us. Okay, no, those weren't his clones. I thought that those were his clones together with him, because there was one character in the ground fallen who looked like him. I'm guessing these were other child soldiers who were also, I'm guessing, like experimented upon or something. So, you, dear, that's why you shall fight, so that you can take your mother back someday. So this person is the mother who. Okay, so then we see him fighting. Okay, now in this place, okay, this person who is on the ground, I said like he looked a lot like him, but I'm guessing not. Just looks similar. I thought that's why I thought they were like his clones or something. Never mind. And this is where, okay, so I'm gonna call him Francesca as well. The servant version of Francesca, I guess. Who is the one who recruited him? Was like, oh, come with me. And then we see him meeting up with Faldius. Yeah. Oh wait, another thing that Francesca says: if you still want to keep leaving, come with me. Okay, that's that. Um. Oh, and about your mother, she's long since died in a country called Japan. Okay, here's the thing: the silhouette of his mother that I saw. You know what? I'm just going to double check something before saying something, because I might be wrong. Wait a minute. I don't even remember her name. What was her name? Okay, just a minute. I'm just going to look at her face for a little. Yeah. So, okay, another thing. Wait. Fate Zero was the third Holy Grail War, right? Just a minute. Oh no, wait. It was the fourth? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm. Oh wait, Fuyuki Grail War was the fifth, right? Okay, this is one thing that I kind of always mix up. Fuyuki Grail War. Uh, no, wait. Fifth Holy Grail War. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. Fifth Holy Grail was was the Fuyuki War. Fourth was the Fate Zero War, right? Wait a minute. Fourth Holy Grail War. Uh, I think so. Oh, then what was the third Grail War? Wait a minute. Uh, okay, we have no idea what the third Grail War was about. Or we do know, but it's not like, because in the summary of Fate Strange Fate, they talk about the third Grail War, right? Wait a minute. Okay, this is confusing me now. Because I was kind of trying to. Oh, wait. Copy of the Grail War based on the third Grail War in Fui. Oh, based. Okay, following the conclusion of the Third Grail War, a US-based organization with Magi distinct from London-based Magic Association used data from Fuyuki's Grail War to plan their own ritual. So this is happening after the Third Grail War, right? But how the hell is that possible? Because the Fourth Grail War was supposed to be Fate Zero, right? Waver is all grown up here. So this should be happening after the Fourth Grail War. What am I misunderstanding here? I don't understand. Like, the summary says that this is happening is based on the Third Grail War in Fuyuki. Following the conclusion of the Third Grail War, a US-based organization with Magi distinct from London-based Mage Association used data from the Fuyuki's Grail War to plan their own ritual. Oh, 70 years later, they used the city of Snowfield. I'm guessing, okay, so after the Third Grail War concluded, they took 70 years to start this thing. By that time, the Fourth Grail War has already concluded, I'm assuming. Yeah, because otherwise it makes no sense. Because if this is happening after the Third Grail War, Waver should be a kid, right? Fourth Grail War shouldn't have happened. Fourth Grail War has already happened. Waver is not a kid here. Waver is obviously like Lord Elmeloy. And so that means this is happening after Fourth Grail War. And we also see Waver reminiscing about Iskander and all that, so it makes sense. Okay, I think I understand it better now. So yeah, the preparation of this did start after the Third Grail War, but this didn't happen. What's happening now is happening after the Fourth Grail War. Now, why I was trying to correlate this is because this character, the person that he calls mother, I went back. This is what I tried to go and kind of confirm here. Wait a minute, let me go back to them. The silhouette of his mother that we see looks a lot like Maya. Wait a minute, let me just go back to that part. Yeah, another thing confirms it is that when Francesca said, "Your mother died in Japan," like we all know what happened in Fate Zero, the Fourth Grail War. So that also kind of fits perfectly. You know, he also kind of looks like Maya. Now, I have no idea if Maya had any kids or not. That I don't know, or if they mentioned it, or if I don't remember. Uh, so that's one thing. But it would kind of make sense. Yeah, because he does look a lot like Maya, like his face and everything. Either way, I might be wrong, but like the silhouette kind of reminded me of her, so I needed to go and check. Right, so that's one thing. That is for the first thing that I wanted to talk about here. And then we see Francesca. This is the part where I obviously thought that Francesca, the male Francesca and the female Francesca, like the male was like her servant, and I was thinking like the male character does look a lot like her, so it's kind of funny that how she summoned someone exactly like her. It turns out she's just summoned herself, I guess, or I don't know what she did, but it looks like she summoned herself. Maybe it's just a speculation. Maybe someone who she was from the past or from the future when she was in a different body. I don't know. Either way, so yeah, now here is where Francesca is like, "Oh, you don't need to tell me what servant you summon. Just do it." While Faldus is like, "No, you have to report to me. Like you don't need to report to her because she doesn't want, but you have to report to me." You know, and that's where the whole thing starts. Now, then we see him. Okay, what is his name? Have they mentioned his name here? I don't think so, right? Or maybe I'm just missing it somewhere. Either way, he goes and ends up summoning. Oh, before that happens, they talk about him a little bit. So I'm going to reread this section as well because there's a few important information that is mentioned here. 18 hours before the canyon battle, Francesca and Faldis are going, okay, I didn't expect the favorite that you kept talking about to be a boy like him. He looks like a boy because they fiddled with his body too much. Yeah, and this is also what I was saying. I was like, his voice seems so unmatched with his age. Turns out, his age is the one that is unmatched with him. He's not young. It's just that he was experimented upon. So yeah, that's why his voice is different. He's an adult, but he looks like that. Right. He probably cannot live that long of a life. Though he's not the type to worry about stuff like that. Is that why you didn't prepare a catalyst for him? Here we go. This is the part. At a light bulb moment, if I made a fake holy grail, choose a servant for someone who has nothing. Yeah, what will it bring? What will be drawn to it? Okay, so he's supposed to be Lancer. Wait a minute. So obviously, this is the fake version that is going on. The fake Grail. In the fake Grail War, Saber is not there, so I'm redacting Saber. Archer is supposed to be Gilgamesh. Let me keep Lancer's part open for now. Because I'm guessing Lancer is him. Then we have Assassin. We've already seen Assassin, like the one who's connected to the old man. Then we have Caster, who's supposed to be Orlando's servant, right? That's his name, the police chief. Then we have Ryder, who I'm guessing from the like process of elimination is supposed to be the little girl's servant, the Mr. Black or whatever she calls it, right? Yeah, Assassin, Caster. Okay. Then Berserker is Flat servant. Yeah. Is there anyone else I'm missing? No, wait, Enkidu. I was thinking, I was like, there's something going on here which I'm missing here because I was pretty sure before when I counted, only one space was open, which was Ryder's space, and that's how I put, by process of elimination, I put Mr. Black in Ryder's position. So now I'm thinking like, so what's going on? This has happened before the Grail War even started. So he's supposed to be. Oh, but I guess technically he's not really a servant. Enkidu is the Lancer servant. He still hasn't become a Lancer. They're saying that he will become a Lancer by going through all these trials or whatever. So I'm guessing he's not really counted by the fake Grail as a candidate for a servant. That's why Enkidu was summoned. Yeah. Now, for people who are, obviously who haven't played FGO and who they might be wondering how the hell am I assigning all these classes to the characters? Like, oh, Archer is Gilgamesh, Lancer is Enkidu. It's because it's from FGO. FGO Lancer is supposed to be Enkidu, Archer is Gilgamesh, and that's how I'm assigning all these classes to these characters without even them confirming here. I'm assuming it's still the same. Right. Anyways, so okay, that's what's going on here, I think. Either way, so yeah, Francesca is like, I do wonder what will be summoned by someone like him, who is someone who has nothing that he wants, and he's empty. So yeah, if I made a fake Grail choose a servant to someone who has nothing, what exactly would be drawn to it? This is the thing, she sounds a lot like Kire. If you remember, in the end of Heaven's Feel, Kire said something very similar to this when Angra was being born, and he was like, oh, I want to see what he does after he is, in a way, that was there's a few things that are hazy in my head about Heaven's Feel. It's been a while I watched it, but there was a similar kind of thing at the very end of Heaven's Feel where Kire says something similar to that, where he's like, I do wonder what the servant will do when when Angra was being summoned, which obviously Shiro wanted, and that's why we had the whole fist fight between Shiro and Kire at the end. Like, he was like, I want to see what this servant does when he's born. Yeah. So Francesca's kind of on a similar, like, kind of thing. She's like, oh, I do wonder what will be summoned to him, to someone who has nothing and who has no, like, ambition or nothing that he wants either. So yeah, turns out he ended up summoning some weird situation. This has never happened anywhere. I don't think I've ever seen something like this happening. That's why I need to understand this part. He starts summoning. He completes the summoning ritual. Okay, yeah, Francesca says, no desires for the world, no intention of leaving anything behind. I want to see what you summon. What will come to you, yeah. Okay, so turns out, at first I thought like, oh, this old man is his servant. I'm pretty sure he's a pirate. He has this big beard. He has this way of speaking, like ho ho ho, like like this piratey kind of vibe. A wooden leg. I'm pretty sure he's like some kind of a famous pirate. Don't know exactly who he is. But either way, okay. So here's the thing. This guy, I thought he was Zelrek in the opening, but now it makes sense. He's not Zelrek. He looks a lot like him, but he's not him. And I guess not. He doesn't even look like him. It's just that he has a beard and like white hair, exactly like Zeller. His beard is also very long, like contrary to Zellerek's beard. So you're the master of the Holy Grail, or face lacks ambition. Okay, he's like, I'm the master who summoned you, and he says, okay, he can call me captain. That will become meaningless. Now he changes here. Okay, boy, you have a misunderstanding. We were not. Now here comes someone who looks like some character from like Greek mythology. Like, I have no idea who he is. He has like wings and stuff. I'm guessing he's some kind of god or demigod, whatever, from the Greek pantheon, or like some kind of an angel. I have no idea. Summoned by you. And then we have this other character who I have no idea who this character either is. What I This is a character that confuses me the most. He has like a snake thing beside him, like in a smoky way. Long hair. One part of him is burnt. We are nothing more than shadows of the heroic spirit you summoned. We are the shadows of the heroic spirit you summoned. So, okay. And then we get to meet this whole like new samurai looking character who if I if this was some like other like show, I would have called him Sasaki Kojiro. He looks a lot like him, kind of, his vibe and everything. But obviously we already have Sasaki Kojiro in Fate. So this is someone else, I'm assuming. But he gives that kind of vibe, like long hair, not long hair, but like like a ponytail, like that's that. He's a samurai. He's definitely a Japanese, like like based character. or something like that. So he says, "We are not heroic spirits." And then we have another Greek-looking character from, I'm assuming, like the Greek pantheon, but he doesn't look like a god. He might be like some kind of a warrior or something. Uh, you're out of luck, man. You can't escape now. And then we have this other character who looks like someone from like the church or something, like not church, but you know, he has the that logo on him. So the Inquisition or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But he looks like, oh, one of those holy knights maybe. I don't know. So he says you have summoned a hardship that has no way out. And then finally we have this lady who looks like her character design reminds me of someone. Who does she remind me of? I don't know. But her character design really reminds me of some other character. You know, the goggles on the head with the um like some sort of a, I don't know. Anyways, maybe some sort of a gunslinger. I don't know. She just gives me that vibe. Like she's just going to pull up two guns like this, like bam, bam. Oh my god. Uh, we have high hopes for you. Damn, her hair is so damn fluffy and long. Her hair is longer than herself, like bigger than herself. We have high hopes for you that you'll become a lancer that will pierce us through all. And obviously the boy is confused. He's like, what are you on about? Lancer, me? Like what? Are you not the lancer? If Fuiku's system was used as it is, Lancer would have been the one rightfully summoned. Okay. Then what in the world? Okay, so then we get to see Watcher. A guardian whose job is to always look down on us from a high place. And then we get to see this whale with something on his mouth. I guess you could say Watcher. Okay, so I still have no idea what's going on here. So at first I was saying that maybe Watcher is the servant, but no, they themselves mentioned that none of them are the servants. He's the one who's supposed to be the servant, and they are like someone who's like observing them. Then what is their connection with Watcher? And why even is Watcher watching them? Like as they say, I guess they do answer that as well, as a guardian looking over him, and he has to go through all these trials to become a lancer. But why? What is even happening here? This is such a weird thing. Why the hell did this giant whale come get summoned? And he's not even a servant, I guess. And what are these characters? What are their connection with the Watcher, or what are their connection with him? Why are they even summoned? They call themselves shadow, like, you know, of the heroic spirits, which obviously I can understand. It makes sense. Like, I guess I'm guessing they won't be able to directly interfere, but they can like give him advice and stuff. So at the end of the day, I'm assuming this guy is on his own. You know, he has no servant that he can bring up and they'll fight for him. He's on his own, but he has all these people watching over him, and they can like help him, give him advice. As we saw in the later in the part, where they fight against Assassin, the pirate guy, he tells him like, oh, jump now, her hair is coming. So they can give him advice and tell him what to do in situations. But that's just it. They're just an observatory unit, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I still am not clear on the fact as to what is their connection with the Watcher. Like, are they connected with Watcher, and how so? All these questions. I'm guessing they'll probably elaborate all these later. It is pretty confusing now, because this is something that I've never seen in any type moon work. Like what is going on with this guy here? Like what even is happening here? I guess that's why Francesca was so elated and thinking like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen when if someone like him summons. And this is what happens. Like no rainbow summoning or anything, not even a gold summoning. It's just a blue summoning, as we saw. And then we have this. Well, what the hell is going on here? Okay, Enkidu saw, kind of realized Francesca's laughing. Oh no, I guess this is like from the watcher's perspective. They're like watching over everything. Yeah, this is where Richard was giving the speech, as you remember, because this is happening a little bit before the. Oh, he can share that. Okay, so he's also seeing that through Watcher. As you can see, he's like clasping his eyes and he's looking over. Okay, so that's that. That was a little bit of a confusing part, like I said. Then the next part, it makes sense. We have this freaking mafia guy come in, and he's like, "I have this shipment from like America, and let's summon a servant." Now we can see Faldis was not impressed and didn't really like giving him an opportunity to become a master. But then Francesca's like, "Oh, like let's see what happens. I wonder." you know, Typical Francesca. Now he ends up summoning Heracles. Now this is the part where I got a little bit confused at the beginning because I thought Alcides was someone else's servant and he also separately summoned Heracles. So I was like, wait, Alcides is here, and then which is a different part of Heracles' life, and then Heracles is here. So I was like, oh, like same character but different parts of their life got summoned. That's pretty interesting. And it's not really that odd because of what happened in Fate's Day Night, where Shiro was there, but at the same time, Rin ended up summoning Archer. So, like it is possible in a way, I guess. Right? But I guess that was more like master servant, like, or and like separately. And here, I guess as well, like I said, I'm assuming that Francesca actually summoned herself. So if that is possible, I feel like this is also possible, where two different masters ends up summoning the same character but in the different stages of their life, like Alcides' stage while Heracles' stage, something like that. I think that is also possible, right? In the same war, for that happening. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so okay, so here's where we see Heracles being summoned, and this is where you can see the master corrupts him by using, as they said, what Francesca gave him was the mud from the where's that part? Uh, Hand him over that thing you brought here from Fuyuki. It's fine. I mean, I didn't want to keep touching that uncute and nasty mud. Okay, so this is the mud from the fourth Grail War, right? Where Saber destroyed the Grail. The mud starts coming out, and we know what happened. Whole of Fuyuki was burning. Like Kiritsugu was like, "Oh, I need to save someone. I have to. What is happening? All this happened." And then he finds Shiro, and grabs his hand. That right? That mud. I'm assuming Francesca got that here, and wait a minute. Let me think. Wait, but how the hell did it? Wait, but then how does that connect with? Just a minute. Was it really alright? I mean, you hand him that thing you bought here from Fuyuki. Okay, so one thing I'm a bit confused here. Did that mud act as a catalyst to summon Heracles? Or was that mud just used by the master to corrupt Heracles into becoming Alcides? Like, I'm asking what, and because I cannot find the connection between Fuyuki's fourth Grail War's mud and Heracles, because Heracles was summoned in the fifth Grail War by Ilya, right? Also, I do wonder what acted as the catalyst for. I think they might have mentioned this before. I've forgotten. Like when Ilya ends up summoning Heracles, what became the catalyst for summoning Heracles? That's what I'm trying to think. I cannot remember. There must be something that acted as a catalyst, right? I just cannot remember. I don't know. I cannot remember. Anyways, but yeah, that's my question. Is that mud? So was that mud that acted as the catalyst here to summon Heracles, or was it something else? Either way, the guy ends up corrupting Heracles. Heracles did try to end him before that happened, because obviously Heracles is the more. But this is what Hippolyta also says, that what happened to you? You know, the person like you, the Heracles that I know, like the Heracles that everyone like sings songs of, and like like that the people look up to proudly. Someone like Heracles would never try to hurt a kid, which was like Tine, when Alcides directly attacked her. And this is also the same question that this guy asks him, like, will you be able to hurt a child? At which Heracles got pissed off, because he's like, how dare you? You ask someone like me that? And that's how he ends up like corrupting him. And yeah, he turns into Alcides. Wait, so did he use up all his command spells? Yeah. Now, the reason why Alcides is with him still, which he himself kind of says, that I'm still with you because I'm using you for my vengeance against gods. So something like that. Right. And it's funny how he's the one who asks, are you my servant? Because, yeah. Because technically, like, I don't know, like, usually, it's a servant. Like, are you, I ask you, are you my master? Because the servant is the one who's kind of, while here, he's the one who changed him. So I guess it became reverse. He's like, are you the servant that I summoned? Oh god. Anyways, right, and then we got to see that whole section as well, where he's using these other people as like magical energy and like batteries. Right. And these are all possible because of his connections to like the mafia and all that, or his all that stuff. Now, the next section is where we get to see Francesca. Oh, no, no, no. Before that, a few things I need to understand here. So here, Faldius says, like, oh, Francesca, you are, like, when she was like, oh, are you threatening me to kill me? Is America threatening to attack me? And all that stuff. And she's like, yeah, I can easily take these guys out. There were only a few that I wasn't able to. There are a few that brought me to my knees with an oof. So she says, Old Man Kishore. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. What? Wait a minute. Should I just do a little search? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere. Zelrek. That is literally Zelrek. Yeah, I was like, if she said Zelrek, I would have understood. But Kishore is. I was like, where have I heard that name? Okay, so it's Zelrek's first name. Kishore Zelrek. Yeah, makes sense. Zelrek was able to bring her, down. The Hellenistic Saint Germain. I have no idea who that is. And most of all, wait, Saint Count of Saint Germain. He was a scholar, linguist, musician, chemist, good looking, and perfect ladies' man. Right. Alright, Scar Red. So here it is. Wait a minute. Is this Aoko? Yeah, right. I was thinking, like. Oh, Lord. Damn, so I was like, is that Aoko? No, not Aoko. Sorry, wait. What am I saying? Toko. God damn it. I always mix that name up. Because, their last name is Aozaki. Yeah. Not Aoko. Sorry, Aoko is obviously Aoko is different. Like yeah, Aoko also has red hair, but that's when she does the whole shift thing that she does into her red form. Yeah, that is different. But Toko in oh, Kara no Kyokai. Yeah, in Kara no Kyokai. Also, I guess in Heaven's Feel as well, we see a little bit of her. Red hair. I'm pretty sure in Mahoyo Toko's hair was more brownish than red. Wait a minute, let me just check. Mahoyo Toko. Yeah, her hair is more brownish over there. Kind of, it has a red tinge to it as well. But I'd more say it's brownish red. But in Kara no Kyokai, Toko's hair is bright red. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Kara no Kyokai Toko. Yeah, her hair is red. Her hair is bright red in Kara no Kyokai. So yeah, there you go. That's I think that is her. She did kill me. That's how I ended up in my current body. Oh, right. Damn. So it was Toko who ended her. I do wonder if we'll ever see these characters who, I do wonder if we'll ever see like Rin of this world, like, of this version. We did see a little bit of Rin in the picture. Shiro as well, Toko, they're literally referencing Toko here. I do wonder if we'll see them in the future. That'll be very cool. Okay, so another thing I'll have to keep an eye on. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so Faldu says, is that why you became interested in eternal youth? Yep. Drag down the third magic to magecraft levels. That is crazy what she's saying. Like, obviously, magic versus magecraft. Magic is something that is way beyond magecraft. All these magic that characters are doing here, they're not magic. They're magecraft. Magic is true magic. There are a few, like, categorized magic. The first magic, second magic, third magic. These things does something which can be called miracles, like bringing people back to life. That's like level. Magecraft cannot do that. So the fact that she's saying that she'll drag down magic, that is the third magic, to magecraft level is crazy. Also, third magic is Heaven's Feel, which is like manifestation of soul independently or something like that, I think, which is the whole basis of the Grail War that happens, where they summon servants that can, stay not independently, but they have to be connected to a master. Like, so they're technically calling souls into this world, if you think about it, right? Without any vessel, without any body. Sometimes there are vessels where they inhabit, which are like pseudo servants, but that is different. Like, for example, Saber, Artoria Pendragon, that Shiro summoned. Obviously, Saber didn't have any body, right? She got summoned here still. She can become into go to her her aether form or whatever you call it, and back. That is because of the third magic, which is Heaven's Feel. Let me just double check. Third magic type moon. These things are very much well explained in Mahoyo, like in such a good way. I had such a blast reading Mahoyo because of that, because they explain everything in such a great way, all the magic and the magecraft and all that. Yeah, third magic referred to as Heaven's Field, Cup of Heaven, and what 5 remaining magics in the modern age. Okay, Reaser, Einstein family. Where's that part where they talk about manifestation of the Heaven's Feel is a magic that allows for materialization of the soul. There you go. Which stops the inevitable dispersion of soul once it is no longer has an anchor to the world and essentially makes it transcend to a higher form of existence. It is a magic that realizes true immortality by making the soul into a high-dimensional planar, being capable of interacting with material world as a mental body without having to return to Akasha. The practitioner will acquire unlimited source of magical energy due to soul becoming analogous to the perpetual motion machine. Right, the Greater Grail uses several parts of Heaven's Feel in an attempt to recreate it in its entirety. There you go. And this is the whole basis of servants being summoned. And this is also another thing which people didn't know. During Heaven's Feel, Ilya uses an incomplete version of third magic in order to keep Shiro Emiya's soul from dispersing. That's why, after all that happens with that, at the end of Heaven's Feel, they were able to put Shiro's soul into a puppet made by Toko, if you remember, at the very end. This is why. Incomplete version of third magic in order to keep Shiro Emiya's soul from dispersing after his body was destroyed. While it manages to save his soul, the new container, which she calls cheap, cannot be fully reproduced from Ilya's body. Yeah, so there you go. Right. Anyways, there's a lot of things that you can, read from here, like the Type Moon wiki and all that. But either way, Francesca says drag down the third magic, which is obviously materialization of the soul, to magecraft level. So what she's saying is that in magecraft, you can actually do something like this. She's trying to do that, basically, like making the third magic into something that is as ordinary as magecraft. This is also something that I read somewhere where they mentioned like sometimes a like true magic can become like something that is magecraft. For example, like a lot of things that were seemed like miracles before, nowadays because of technology and everything, has become very common. So whenever something like that happens, something that might have been true magic before can become magecraft if it is possible. Like, like for example, things like, I don't know, like electricity and stuff. Before, like light and all these things were like seemed like a miracle that can only be brought from natural sources. But after invention of electricity, I guess, it kind of became something that is very common. So now it's like more like a magecraft thing, right? Again, all these things that I'm saying, I might be wrong in a lot of ways here and there. You can correct me in the comments because this is how I understand it. So it is possible. Wasn't that your ultimate objective? Yeah. Is it not for you? That is only a checkpoint for me. It's better if there's no magic that defines the limitation of humans. That is what I believe in. And I believe that the true nature of humans is the foolishness to face that threshold. Anyways, all that thing we see. And this is where Francesca summons. Like we see literally in her room, there's like all the servants there, like pictures, like Enkidu, Gilgamesh, Richard. Okay, the Lancer part, I need to check. Yeah, it's him. So the Lancer is supposed to be him, that guy. So yeah, and then she summons this version of her. Yeah. So oh no, wait. Francesca Pelletti Francois. Okay, wait, no, they're different. Oh, did I misread it? Wait, so okay, wait a minute. I thought she summoned herself, or when she was in a different body. Maybe not. Maybe she just summoned her brother or something. I don't know who this is. Francois. Okay, you know what? Scratch all of that. I might be wrong. I thought she summoned herself when she was in another body from the past or the future. But this might just be her brother or something, or I don't know. Maybe like her ancestor. Yeah, because the name is different. Francois. Okay, you know what? There's still a lot of mysteries related to Francesca. I'm just going to stop overthinking about this. So his name is Francois, or how do you pronounce that? And then they're like, "Oh, just kidding, ha! We're not going to like fight this fair and square and all that." Oh, okay. So then again, we get to that part where that guy talks to all the servants. In other words, you lot can objectively observe the Holy Grail War. To be precise, not us, but the one you summoned. Okay, so it is the Watcher who can, and not them. I don't get it. Yeah, neither do I. Is that what you call an extra class? I don't think so. I don't think they're any class. There's something else. There's something else going on. And what do you mean when I'm going to become a lancer? I got some sleep and thought over it again, but I'm not making sense to me. Okay, sleep and meals are more important. Okay, all that. We are slightly different from those extra class folks, obviously. Didn't I tell you? You're the one who will become the Lancer. Watcher is the barrier and watchtower for that to happen. Yeah, so even Watcher is not a servant. He's just an observer. Isn't it absurd to say a human will become a Lancer? Not really. It has happened a lot of times. What is absurd is the Holy Grail war in itself. Derail too far. Normally things are being summoned, calling for each other. That should never happen. Okay. Okay, all that stuff. Okay, and then we get to see the girl, the little girl, and we see like birds falling. So now I'm not 100% sure as to what's happening here, but you can see that same bird is in her dream. So I'm assuming this Mr. Black, this servant, he, like, the little girl was saying like, oh, I wish if there were like birds here and stuff, and then he brings her a bird, but that bird was just dead in the real life. So I'm guessing this dream kind of world that she's in, if her servant brings some kind of entity into this world, they die in the real world. Is this like some sort of like a I don't know, like a death, something like related to death or something like that, like a, you know, because that's what's happening. Like the creature are dying in the real world, and they're just being brought into this world that she is in, this dream world. And there's a few things that she's saying that is kind of resonating with him, because she says like, oh, I love this, and that is like resonating with him. And then you can see like deers and everyone. Okay, no, they're not dying, but they're just like losing like their will or something, because you can see their eyes kind of go. Wait, so this means, is that, has that happened to her parents as well? Because if you remember, I remember in one of the previous sections, they showed her parents also had those patches in their body, and their eyes were kind of cloudy. So if her parents end up in her dream, that means the same thing happened with her parents as well. Yeah. Yeah, and then we see all these birds in her dream. So all those birds got transported here by this servant, and because that happened, they probably died in real life or somehow got affected. You know, Mr. Black, nobody will disappear, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, and then we had the whole section with Flat, where Flat suddenly said, "Oh, something's happening," and Jack Tripper was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, so Flat, as you can see, Flat is very intelligent. Like in Magecraft, that's why Waver called him a genius. He understood the very like I think he's like probably the first one to realize something weird is going on. A fog is rather thick. Okay, and then we're back to that guy again, and they tell him that you have to overcome these trials, then you can become someone. I guess that's why he's empty, so he has to become someone, and that's why all these. Okay. And that also means you can become anything. Okay, and then Assassin comes in, and you can see like these guys can actually help him out. Like they're like advising him, and they're like, oh, jump and everything. And then when he comes out, he gets like tangled up with Ayaka. Now, here's the thing. How the hell did Ayaka and Richard ended up coming here? I have no idea. We'll probably get to see this later in the next episode. Okay. Right. And then when Assassin was going to attack them, Richard comes and grabs her. And that's where it ended. Right. Damn, this was a long discussion section because I had to go through a lot of things today. Oh boy. Right. Now, like I said, all these things that I have discussed, I might be wrong about stuff, I might be right about stuff. A lot of things are speculations and all that. You know, no spoilers, please, in the comment section. If there's anything that you want to rectify, which are not spoilers, you can do that in the comment section. Like I said, there's a lot of things about like True Magic and like Magecraft and a lot of other things that I talked about, which are not really spoilers in that way. I guess these are like basic, like fundamentals of the Typhoon universe. If there's something I made like a mistake over there, I said something wrong there, misunderstood something there, you can correct me about that in the comment section. But anything related to the story that will be revealed later, don't mention anything about that in the comment section. Yeah, all right. Anyways, and there you go, guys. That is it. That was my reaction to Fate Strange Fake episode number 5. Yeah, this is a very interesting episode. And obviously, it didn't have any fighting or anything, but it was like a lot of information, a lot of realizations, and everything. And we understand a lot of like things, like inner workings of what's going on in this Fate Grail War. Right, I'll end this here. Already, this video is a lot bigger than usual. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.